Hello and welcome. You join me, ADG, and here we are for race 8 of the Mature Racing Club's Gran Turismo Touring Car Championship, and this is the Fusion Elite Lobby. So this is a second race that was held on Friday night, meaning that it's the reverse grid race. So as you can see, I had a brilliant race 7, and I finished right at the back, which managed to put me in pole position for this one. I didn't mean to do that. Sometimes you can be suspected of meaning to do it, but no, I just had a terrible race. Rick in second, JRC in third, we've got Faithful Simo in fourth, Street Boy in fifth, CJW in sixth, Ginger Crackhead in seventh, we've got White Shark Phil in eighth, ninth is White Shark Jim, Moz in 10th, we've got Ribber in 11th, and we've got Chewy in 12th. So I'll jump back on board with myself as we get underway with this one. Wait for the lights. And it's go, go, go! Don't know why I just did that. So get bogged down off the start as you always expect in the TT. And Rick and JRC do a great job of getting it launched off the line and get themselves up into first and second. Faithful Simo side by side and just get the pull on him in the TT out of that corner and just managed to keep ahead. Meanwhile, this is a crazy first lap. We've got three wide with Moz, White Shark, White Shark Phil and Chewy going down the inside and getting 2 positions there. And now we've got White Shark Phil, Moz and Jim 3 wide. Ahead as well, we've got cars 3 wide, so it's quite a wide track, and obviously that's the reason why you can do this, but it's good to see. There's all sorts of action going on. CJW getting a little bit of a moment as he goes side by side again. 3 wide into there with Ribber and Ginger Crackhead. Oh, CJW trying to get down the inside, not quite that time. And then again 3 wide. It's just relentless. So much action in this first lap. It's good, really good, ridiculous but good. There is a little bit of contact here and there. Just obviously going 3 wide it isn't the easiest to keep it clean. So again, mental first lap. Really good action. Generally as well, respectful driving from everyone. Like I say, a bit of contact here and there, but that's the nature of when you're racing that closely. Oh, so Chewy just goes a little bit wide. It's an easy corner to pick up a little bit of understeer through that and head into the barrier. So it looks like Chewy just managed to do that. Unfortunately, he's dropped back a little bit. He's right at the back now, so let's see how he does. He won race 7. Going through the order, we've got Phil. Looks like he's getting attacked from Moz. Yep, Moz down the inside. Side by side, I think Moz has got the run. The NSX has still got the inside for the next corner though. So Jim's got past Moz now. It's all changing. Corner after corner it can change. The Moz goes through. Oh, White Shark Phil just having a moment. Bit of oversteer, caught the grass, and that was it. He went. So you think he's just caught Chewy as well. I'm not sure what's going on. Let's have a quick go back there, see what happened. Chewy watching the action in front. Yep, so we see Phil going off there, big spin. Oh, and Chewy almost sympathetically spun with him. No, I remember doing that in go-karting a few times. Like someone spins in front of you, you kind of spin because they've spun. I don't know, might not have been that, it's just one of those. Unfortunately, he's dropped even further back now. He was Chewy. So there's anyone that can come through and have a good race, he's more than capable of doing it. The CJW is having a good one in this one so far, in 6th position. We're checking on the leaders, but there's been plenty of action going on through the field that there's not that much going on at the front really to warrant watching. Whilst all this is going on too, is that just gone? Let's have a watch. Don't want to make these too long, like you probably are aware of if you watched them before. What happened there? Oh, that's a bad one. That was Purple Seamer. And yeah, so it happened. So, and dropping back after a moment of going wide really and just losing the rear. It's a tricky old track. It's punishing if you get it wrong. It's just grass to claim you, and we've already seen it a couple of times. So, I'll jump up to our first place sitter. In first we've got Rick, doing a grand old job of pulling a nice gap. Coming on to lap 3 now, just crossing the line. ADG 123 in second, which is me. Having a decent race so far. Me TT, my prized car, seeing as though my other one's so bad, or I just can't drive it, one or the other. Ribber in third, JRC in fourth. Bit of a gap developing between those guys. CJW into fifth now, keeps climbing up. And he's in the slipstream of JRC, so he's pretty close as well. He won't be able to dive down the inside from that far back, but he can make his way closer and closer as we get a good exit there. He might have a go here. He's got the most to think about as well though. Most good just driving down the inside. Just seemed to have ultimate grip there, did Moz. I don't quite know how he managed that one. Oh, a little bit of contact as Moz dives down the inside on JRC. And JRC losing out a little bit there because of them, just that little tap losing him a bit of momentum. Oh, and then CJW, not maliciously, but goes into the back of Moz. It's all a heated battle going on here. Positions are changing more or less every corner. Good stuff. I love it when races like this. I absolutely adore it. It's so good to watch. Look at this as well. Jim just sending it down the inside of that one and manages to outbrake JRC around the outside to get into the tight right hander there. Great overtake really. If you watch this, Jim, I'll be putting that in for overtake of the week. Pretty good. If you haven't already, I think it's over. I think you have to do it by Sunday or something. Never mind. Ginger Crackhead and Street Boy going at it. Street Boy looking for the inside. Don't manage to make it work that time round. Ginger Crackhead holding on to 8th. Meanwhile, further ahead we've got CJW and White Shark Jim. Jim just going down the inside and TT. TT really strong around this track. Well, I was driving it and I felt like it was really strong anyway, so plenty of pace in it to try and get the guys in front. So Jim's just doing that at the moment, catching and overtaking when he can. CJW dropped into 6th again now. And JRC is right on his bumper, so it's still incredibly close. We're on lap 4. We've still got a battle going on behind as well with Ginger Crackhead and Street Boy. I don't know what to watch if I'm honest, it's all very close. I want to catch the action, but there's potential for action absolutely everywhere. Dropping with the guys at the back, unfortunately Chewy driving around on his own at the moment. Purple Seamer in 11th on his own as well. White Shark Phil in 10th, similar story for him. Street Boy in 9th is the... oh, scratched my face in front of a microphone then, that one very clever. Street Boy in 9th is the one that's actually got a car to chase in front of him from the back guys. Doing a good job with Street Boy. Sticking with Ginger Crackhead. We'll skip through and see what else is going on. Looks like everyone's just falling into line now and just following each other. We've got White Shark Jim getting quite close onto the back of me now actually. I've dropped into 4th, so I think I can't remember what I actually did. I've done these replays too late and my memory's shocking, so I can't remember exactly what happened to me, but there was a little moment where I just went a little bit wide actually. I managed to get it back on track without too much drama, but I just lost 2 positions, that's what happened. I ended up on the grass a little bit and had to sort it all out and lost time. So I dropped into 4th because of that. So yeah, Jim's chasing me now and Moz is up into 3rd and Ribber's now up into 2nd because of that as well, my mistake. So I was looking forward to them guys trying to overtake me, but I didn't have the pleasure because of that mistake, and they just managed to get past whilst I was sorting it all out. So Rick has now got the pressure on from Ribber behind. There's not much of a gap at all, as we see Ribber getting a really good exit in the McGann Trophy. And Moz is not far behind at all as well. Well and truly sat with Ribber there, so they look like they're more or less looking to team up on Rick then. Moz down the inside of Ribber. The problem is with this track, there's no two corners that actually go the same direction, so you go down the inside and then you find yourself on the outside for the next one. So it seems like you gain the position a lot, but then you always sacrifice losing it again on the next corner. Makes for some good racing, to be fair. 3 wide. Got Rick, Ribber and Moz. Oh, it's Rick and Ribber that are first and second now. Moz just settling in behind. All this battling though, it's managed to bring me and White Shark Jim into the race. So they're slowing each other down with all this fighting. So just having a drink. Ribber has now taken the lead. So great job from Ribber. Got past Rick. Moz is still right on his rear bumper as well, putting the pressure on Rick well and truly. And right on the back of Moz as well. On board with Moz, down the inside, gets the job done. Got a little bit of a penalty to lose. I managed to pull through quite nicely behind on Rick as well, so I managed to get myself up into third and actually have a really good run out of there and get myself into second past Moz as well. I don't know what happened that lap, but it seemed like I got an extra boost or something to be able to do that. And then as I was just saying, every time you you just seem to gain a position, lose a position on this track. So there we go, Moz straight back past me. Up into second, so we've got Ribber in first, Moz in second, ADG in third, Rick in fourth, White Shark Jim very closely behind Rick now, so 5-car train for the lead more or less at this point, and we're 11 minutes in. CJW in 6th, you can see the pack in front, so just trying to close that gap down and get to the point where he can get involved and get the slipstream. It's not far away at all. Bringing JRC with him as well, as he's sat in CJW slipstream. No one immediately behind JRC, so he's pretty safe for the time being. Can just concentrate well and truly on getting past CJW. Oh, CJW just runs it a little bit wide through there, so then side by side now, but again, it's another right-hander then a left-hander, so the line goes back to the other guy. CJW manages to keep it ahead, heading into the heavy braking zone down the hill as well. It's really tricky to get it stopped for this corner. I find it hard anyway. And then this corner is a bit of a tricky one as well. Bit of a late apex, so you don't have to you don't get too much understeer and run wide. Anyway, a bit further ahead again. Oh no, we'll go a bit further down actually, see what else is going on. Street Boy and Ginger Crackhead. So Street Boy is now past Ginger Crackhead. Street Boy in 8th, Crackhead in 9th. He's probably lost a bit of time while shooting up. White Shark Phil in 10th. Chewy in 11th. And Faithless Emo unfortunately finds himself in 12th now, right at the back. These guys seem to be struggling in these McLaren and Lamborghinis on this track. Unfortunate moment at the beginning, I think, for Chewy, kind of sealed his race in a way. So, what else have we got going on? Still got this battle going on between JRC and CJW. Got to be said, through the season, I feel like me, JRC and CJW have been really quite close a lot of the time on track, and we've had some really good battles together. So it's good to see again in this race JRC and CJW got a little bit of a squiffy moment, let's call it, going there, and he's dropped back a little bit, but he gathered it up nicely, and it's not too much of a drama. He just needs to try and claw that time back now, get onto the back of CJW again. So Rick down the inside as the Audi TT of Jim takes a bit of a wide line into there and just opens the apex up for Rick to dive for that position. Oh, I go a little bit wide in front of them. Heading down the hill now. What have we got going on in front? Moz and River battling hard, as we've seen quite a few times through this championship so far. Oh, Moz just clipping the wall. I just followed him as well. What a schoolboy error. I dived in the pits after that. Thought that's a bad one. I'll make that my pit stop lap. Same. So did JRC, White Shark Jim as well. So around the 15-minute marker, so it's no surprise we're starting to see the pit stops. So the order will be mixed up a little bit from now on, and we might bring some different guys together to race together. So yeah, River's got a little bit of a lead now as well. Only a tiny couple of car lengths of a gap, but he has pulled a little bit of a lead, which is always nice. Let's go see what else is going on. So we've got myself, CJW and White Shark Jim all pretty close together. 2 TTs versus the McGann Trophy. Jim takes 5th place. Good move there from Jim. Don't know if CJW went in the pits that time round, so no, he must have done. He'd be further down if well, a bit higher up if he hadn't. So again, great battles going on throughout the field. Shame we're down to 12 players, so we'll mention it. It's a bit of a shame that we've had a few people leave the league and we're now down to 12, but it's the way it's gone, I guess, and that's the way it goes. But yeah, it's not made a huge difference because there's still absolutely awesome racing going on throughout the field. So Moz and Ribbit now in the pits, as well as Rick. Let's see what happens actually. Let's jump on board as where are they all swapping? I can't get on the right name now. There we go. Oh, so River just gets out ahead of Moz, nearly bumper to bumper. And then we've got White Shark Jim very closely followed by myself, and Rick right behind us as well. So there's still quite a close battle here for first place. Now the pit stops have worked as the way out again. There's not a massive gap between the top 5. JRC's now pulled the gap on CJW. I'm not sure if CJW, I'm not sure if I've just missed a little moment. Oh no, he's just had his pit stop lap. Definitely had his pit stop lap, but I'm not sure how it's worked out, quite how it's worked out that JRC, he might have undercut him done the undercut basically. Anyway, I'll stop waffling on and speculating. Ooh, oh, White Shark Phil, no, oh, he spun it. Just looked like he got it lit up a little bit at the rear, just as they were still a little bit too much steering lock on, and that were enough to get him spun round, and he's dropped down into 11th because of that. So it's a real shame to see, but at least it didn't affect anyone else's race. Genuine just mistake really. It happens to the best of us. Not that I'm one of them, but I aim to be one day when I'm about the 50. So chasing each other down the hill, top 4 with Ribber, Moz, Jim and Ada are all pretty close. Rick's still there, but he just needs to get that slipstream relay, get that a little bit closer. and then he's well and truly involved again. Doing a great job in the Subaru, it must be said. I didn't really consider the Subaru this season, and there's a couple of car choices that I'm envious of now, looking through the grid, because I've picked a terrible second car in the NSX. I've liked it in previous seasons, but I just can't drive it this time round. I'll stop waffling on about myself anyway. So they might be a little bit further apart, but they're still within sight of each other, JRC and CJW. Street Boy now kind of on his own, no battle going on. Ginger Crackhead's a little bit too far back. He'll be working hard to close that gap in there. Chewy with a couple of mistakes. Chewy has made a couple of positions up because of a few mistakes from the guys in front. So I think Faithless Ema had a bad one, and White Shark Phil, that's why they dropped right to the back. So Chewy slowly making his way back up a couple of positions, which is always good to see. See if Faithless Emo can do anything to try and get... No, if you look on the mini-map at the top, it's too far back, so he's just got a race on his own pretty much now, I dare say. 10 minutes left, it's not all over, so we will obviously keep an eye on it, but at the moment it's looking pretty unlikely for Faithless Emo to get back into this one. Again, the gap's developing a little bit now, so just jump to the action and stick with that. So Rick now up into third, Ribber and Moz down into 5th and 4th. So I'm not sure if that's because of the pit stops or what's going on there, but we have a new leader. So we've got White Shark Jim in first, ADG in second, third is Rick, Ribber, like I've just said, is in 4th, and Moz in 5th. I wonder if JRC can see, he's not that far behind these guys now. Yeah, we can see him on the straight, so that's certainly, well, I don't know if it does for everyone, but when you can see someone in front of you that you haven't seen for a while, it certainly encourages you to go a little bit faster, and you seem to get that little bit more time out of the car somehow. So River closing in on the back of Rick, pretty close, pretty quickly. These guys are on fresher tyres than most of the field, I believe, if I remembered rightly. I think they did stop after most of the field, did Ribber and Moz. So they are at quite an advantage with these tyres, and they're not slow guys either. So there we go, we see the move as Ribber goes down the inside around the big banked right hand corner. It's a crazy corner, is that? Really good run, the downforce car as well, where you can absolutely send it flat out. So Ribber up into third, gets past Rick. Is Rick going to have a little bit of grief from Moz now? He's right on his bumper as well. Moz looking for an inside line. He's got the run. Oh no, he hasn't. I thought Moz had got the run then. He's picked up a bigger penalty now as Moz as well, 2.6 second penalty that he needs to burn off at some point, so he can take it to the line, but it's better to try and get rid of it. So Rick, a little mistake out of the last corner. It looked like he went a little bit wide and hit the barrier. Only glancing, a bit of a glancing blow, so it didn't slow him down too much, but it did lose him a little bit of momentum, and now he's lost the position. So Moz is up into 4th and Rick in 5th. Little errors on this track make all the difference. So Jim doing a great job in first, pulling away now, got a nice gap to me in second, and I've now got the concern of Ribber and Moz coming behind me. Just over, well, just under 7 minutes left of this race, so getting towards the end, last couple of laps, about 4 laps left, including this one, that is. Here they are again, look. JRC and CJW back together for another little battle for the end little section of the race. It's good to see. Again, I said it in race 7, and I'll say again, I don't think, I'm not sure, I can't speak for everyone obviously, but I'm not sure everyone was that keen on these tracks for this week, but I think in the end everyone had quite a good race, minus a few incidents and obviously stuff like that, but in general I think everyone kind of ended up enjoying them a little bit more than they expected they would. It actually made for some good racing, but just not everyone's favourite tracks really, that's what I'm trying to say. Not a lot going on towards the back, so we'll just jump back towards the action and towards the top. I've got pressure on from Ribber, let's go on board with Ribber right on my rear bumper. Looking in the rear view mirror as well, Moz isn't that far behind and does have a habit of sneaking up rather quickly. Felt it was quite close, so I went defensive there, but I think it was quite detrimental to me that, so it just gave the extra pace to Ribber to have an attempt here. I had to go defensive again. All of a sudden it became a real defensive battle, which brought Moz into it as well, so Moz is right up to us. We just saw in the rear view mirror of Ribber, it was quite a distance away, but just because I've had to start defending, you lose so much time instantly. What's that, 3 corners I've defended through, and he caught all that time up. So Ribber around the outside. I just run him out wide a little bit. Moz into my door. Ribber drops down into 4. Moz battling hard now for 2nd and 3rd. Let's go on board with Ribber. Moz all over the back of me. I just completely get the line wrong, so then I didn't bother trying to sweep it over to the right hand side, just kept it defensive, realising I didn't have much choice. Managed to work actually, and kept Moz behind me. Obviously it's not the best overtaking opportunity through there, it's pretty tight. Moz just sends it down the inside, does it nicely as well, and just gets through up into 2nd. Breaks the slipstream from me as well for a moment. The TT is so strong on this track though, as you can see. I just managed to come back at him up that hill. It specifically seems to be really good going up hills as the TT. So any like tracks with massive undulation, it seems particularly good at. If you've noticed through this replay, that's where its real strength is. It goes up the hills absolutely brilliantly for some reason. So Ribber's just done me as well into 3rd. I've dropped down into 4th, so pretty good action still going on. Let's see what else is going on. CJW and JRC, surprise surprise, still racing together. Oh, a bit of a moment there from JRC, caught it nicely. Oh, looks like he's on the edge, there's JRC in front. Maybe his tyres are going and he's pushing hard. He definitely looks like he's on the limit. Always good to see. We don't like people cruising round. I don't think you have much choice in this lobby there. There's no cruising round at any point, to be fair. It's not an option. Street Boy in 8th. Ginger Cracker in 9th. Chewy's still in 10th. White Shark Phil in 11th, and Faithless Emo still in 12th. So the positions towards the back haven't really changed for a long time, and they've kind of been set for most of the race towards the back, but there's been quite a lot of action at the front. It's been good fun. It's all split up a little bit now as well. We'll go on board with White Shark Jim and actually see how he's doing. Got back marker ahead, and he's got the fast approaching Moz in second place, chasing him down. Moz with the fastest lap of a 1:59.224 at this point in the race. So Jim, like me, definitely gets on with the TT and he can work his magic with it. He's holding this first position really well. But Moz is there now. Look at how much he closed up there, did Moz. It looks like he's got knots or something at certain points. Obviously, his technique must be impeccable at times, but there you go. Up into second. That's how to do it. Up into first, sorry, what am I on about? Second. Just takes the lead. Looked easy. But Moz with just unbelievable boost sometimes, it seems like. Obviously it can't have, because unless he's got some secret trick or something, but it just catches so quickly at points. It seems ridiculous. Credit to him though. That's how you win races. So Moz up into first. There has been mention of these Moz and Ribber being a little bit aggressive with their overtakes at times, but at the same time they do some really good overtakes, so I'm not going to claim one way or the other, you know what I mean? They are legitimately good. Just gets a bit scrappy at times sometimes. Anyway, we won't bang on about that. Oh, so that's it. I didn't realise we were on the last lap. Ribber's just go over the line in first, Moz in second, White Shark Jim in third in the end, so just couldn't hold them off for long enough. Fourth is ADG, Rick in fifth, JRC in sixth, CJW in seventh, finishing behind JRC in the end, Street Boy in eighth, just coming over the line, and then we have Chewy in ninth, Ginger Crackhead not far behind actually in 10th. Oh, so Chewy actually got 9th in the end, sorry. So he actually gained a position towards the end there, Chewy, and finished in 9th. White Shark Phil in 11th. Yeah, I missed that. Anyway, White Shark Phil in 11th and Faithless Emo in 12th, I'm pretty sure. Anyway, thank you very much for watching and joining me once again. I really do appreciate it, and feel free, if you've enjoyed this, to hit that like button and do all that good stuff. I hate saying it, but that's how you kind of got to, aren't you? Anyway, take care, look after yourselves, stay safe, and yeah, adios.